So apologies for the shaky hands, but this is my new little study. I've got my trusty old desk with my trusty crow and stuff everywhere, as per usual. And then I got these bookcases for my birthday from my mother and father. They're really, really nice. That is my windowsill, covered with recent paintings. This is my little painting corner. Oh, and I've got more books up here. These are like my old books that I don't want to get damaged. But yeah, then I've got my easel here and whatever the heck this is that I painted. And then I've got crafty things in the drawers. And then we've got this old wardrobe, which was too big to move, so it just lives here now. And I've got random stuff. And then notebooks. And colouring books in there as well. So that's just acting as storage for now. And then I've got this little cozy corner as well, with more books. A couple of floating shelves. And yeah. I am happy with this place. It's very me. So as you can see, I have had a shower. Had it a lot later than I wanted to have it, because I was waiting around for my parents to come down because they said they were going to come look at the doors, and then because my dad's knackered his arm, they've decided they're not coming and forgot to tell me. So I was there just like, oh, I'll just wait for my parents to come and then I can do something. Because obviously you don't want people to like be knocking on the door while you're in the shower. So I was like, oh, I'll wait. But yeah, I called them up and they were like, yeah, we're not coming. And I was like, oh, okay, I'll go get clean then. Yeah, so I had plans for today, but because I was just waiting around for people, I was waiting around for my brother, who did, to be fair, come up and take things out of the yard. So I now have a very empty yard. It's not very big, but it is very empty. Because I swept that clean as well, so I also have a very clean yard. So yeah, I just watched a lot of reruns of Julie Walters riding trains. Because that's just what was on TV. Because our Wi-Fi is down at the moment. Well, strictly speaking, our Wi-Fi is getting fitted at the end of the month. Our little mobile data box is down because that's through EE and that's having problems at the moment. So that's fun. We paid a fair amount of money for a piece of plastic that currently doesn't work. So I guess he's gonna have to go into town tomorrow and talk to people about that and be very, very stressed. Us. But yeah, because the internet hasn't been working, I haven't been able to like watch anything or do anything like that. So we've just had the terrestrial TV on. Well, I say we, it's been me in all day. I've just had the TV on. And to be fair, I do like shows like that where it's just like someone going around and finding out stories and riding trains and stuff like that. It's just really, really fun. And it's absolutely my kind of comfort show. So I am quite glad for all the really random like rerun like channels that you can get. I mean, we live in the middle of nowhere, so our Freeview doesn't really pick up that many channels. Like it's quite funny. We do pick up quite a few. Like we get a lot of like foreign news channels, weirdly enough. I suppose just because they're broadcasted globally everywhere. But you will just be going through and you'll just get like the blue screen that just goes, we can't connect you to this channel. We can't connect you to this channel, and then just random, like, I think I was literally scrolling through and it randomly like showed us like, it was like a Spanish faith show, and I was like, okay, so we can't get documentaries, but we can get that, okay. But it's whatever can get through the mountains, I guess. But yeah, that's been my day. I'm also working through this absolute behemoth. It's called The Elegant Universe by Brian Greene, and it's interesting, but he keeps trying to use analogies to explain things, and unfortunately, analogies make less sense to me than the actual science. So I'm just there just like, what's all this about trampolines and jetpacks? And it's gotten to the point where I just want to finish it because it's very big. And I think it started going over my head about there. So I've just kind of been like passively reading it for like the past like 50, 60 pages, which is a shame because it is an interesting topic, but I'm not a scientist, so it just goes over my head. But I'm trying. I am trying. But yeah, I'm just settling in, chilling out, and having a nice relaxed day, honestly. Might paint something later, but yeah, that's where I'm at right now. So, I thought, since I've never actually gone through my bigger pieces of art, I might show them on here. You've seen a couple of these just kind of like in the background of shots and stuff, but I thought I would actually properly go through them. I did try to do these before, but I had these little plastic sheets on them and it just kept catching the light in the wrong way. So I thought I would try again with the plastic sheets off. So I've split them into two piles. One pile where I'm just like, this is just a thing that happened, and another one where they're like pieces that I actually really like. So I'll go through the they are what they are pile first. So first up we've got this dude, just kind of some sort of tiefling lord or demon lord or whatever. Because I should probably say that a lot of these I haven't used a reference for. Some of them I have, and you can kind of tell which ones I have used a reference for. But I've kind of just been doing this thing introduced to me by an artist that I follow called Sandy Hester, which is free painting, where you just kind of like go, you're just very, very loose with your paint, and you just kind of like go where the brush takes you. And so if they all look a bit kind of like free form, that's why. Because I find that, unless I have something specific that I want to go for, then I find that the most fun. Because I think she does it with things that she actually intends to paint, like scenery and stuff like that. But I kind of almost just find it fun to see what happens. Like this one, for instance. Is it really weird towers? Is it a couple of aliens going for a walk? Who knows? It's just what it is. So this one, as you can see, I actually did a sketch, because this was basically a D&D character that I never ended up using because I couldn't get my head around the system, and so I ended up dropping out of the group. Actually, amusingly, quite a few of the ones in the meh pile I have actually like sketched out. I haven't necessarily used a reference for, but I've been going for something. Like this is a portrait of someone. Yeah, and then this is another like character sketch. This was just kind of terrifying. Just a giant blue face. It is what it is. I'm not sure if this is supposed to be some sort of vase or some sort of bacterium. But once again, it is what it is. And it does actually look quite cool. It just... I don't know what it is. Generic nature scene. I didn't actually use a reference for this. This is just, which is why it just looks very generic. Because it is. I do that sometimes. I'm just like, me. No idea what this is. Don't know what it's supposed to be. Some kind of woodland creature from hell. Don't know. I mean, I think it kind of looks like some sort of like nature spirit. I think it looks pretty cool actually. But yeah, that's clearly I tried to draw a face onto it and kept failing, so I just painted it in streaks. Ominous goose. Because I do really like this one. I think it's just because it's kind of like weird that it's ended up in this pile, because like it is kind of normal as well because you do have the pond and stuff, but it's just slightly unnerving. Do like it though. Giant ominous face number 2. So this one just kind of happened. It's kind of creepy but also kind of funny. It's just kind of Pepe. It is what it is. And what it is terrifying. Another generic face. I draw faces a lot, apparently. Some sort of ominous book cover or just eyeball or whatever it is. Some kind of fox unicorn thing. I think it's cute. And just a house and a sun or moon. And then the next ones, we've got this one, which I have actually shown in a video before. It was the one that kind of started out as a country and kind of ended up as an animal wearing clothes and whatever this is. Some shelf setup. Some books and some plants and some shelves and some birds just randomly at the top. But yeah, I quite like that one. And this one is based on an image from my calendar. So it's just a little woman dancing. I did actually free paint this one actually. I was quite impressed with myself at how I managed to do the hand without sketching anything. So I do quite like that one. Another character design. This one's got a bit more definition to the actual sketch and stuff. Another character design. Another character design. Quite like this one. I like the purple. I enjoy working with purple. Bird of some kind. I do quite like this one though. It's really cool actually. It's funky. I like it. It's a funky bird. This one's very abstract. It is what you want it to be. It is literally one of those, what do they call it, like Roche test or whatever it's called. What do you see in the image? I do like it though, it's pretty funky. And then this one I did actually sketch, because it's just like a pair of wings. Because I did actually find like just a pair of like bird wings on the side of the road, and it's a bit morbid, but I just thought it looked incredibly like ethereal. So I actually painted that with quite a lot of detail, just because it was so pretty, and so I wanted to do it justice. And then we go on to something with much less detail. Is some sort of, once again, like some sort of forest creature, which I just thought was quite cool. Next up is fox. Quite like that one. Another kind of forest slash bog creature. Another bird. Quite like this one. I quite like my birds. They're really fun to paint, actually, birds, because it's very easy to sort of like do a bird shape, but to make it look sort of like different. This one, clearly a bird, but I haven't like sketched it or anything. I've just kind of like gone for it. But it's got the beak, it's got the feathers, it's got the little feetsies. It's a bird, but it's also a really, really weird bird. But I like it. And another bird, but a different kind of bird this time. This one's more like an owl, and I quite like the tufts and the little ruffles. I just like it. Yeah, I really like this one. And then we've got, I think this is supposed to be a lily. It's a flower of some kind. It looks a bit like a lily. So you've got the little stamens and petals and things. Yeah, quite like that one. And then this one was actually from a Rihanna album cover, which I quite liked. So I painted that. I'm quite proud of that one, actually. I quite like that one. But yeah. And then these two is basically, so we have this one first. And so this is a portrait of basically someone I saw on public transport. I can't remember when. And I do always feel like, is it weird that I'm doing this? But it was just, her clothes were just so striking, like, because you had like the colourful earrings and then like the cloud jumper and then the stripy pants, and it just stuck with me for like 2 days. And I was like, right, okay, well I just have to paint it. But I kept fubbing up, because I don't know if you can see, it's like peeling and it's all blurred and stuff like that. And so I decided to go a bit more abstract with it, because she was also wearing headphones and I didn't include them on that one. So this one is a bit cleaner. It's like very much a different art style, and it's a bit more boxy and with the nose and stuff like that. But it was just, yeah, you know when you just see someone and it's either them or the clothes that they're wearing or both, it's just incredibly striking and it just doesn't leave your head. It was just one of those, and I just thought it was just incredibly artsy, I guess, and so I painted it. But yeah, they're all the big paintings that I have done over the past 6 months, I think, and there are quite a few. I have done quite a few. I have been busy, because like I said, I free paint and I also paint quite quickly. I never intend to, like, but I just don't know how to make myself slow down, because I'd literally just be, you know, so it'd look a bit silly if I did that. But I just find it very fun, and I find it very, very therapeutic. And it is kind of fun to just have, like, though there is the occasional one where, like I said, I've seen something specific and I've wanted to either sketch it out or paint it. depending on how much detail I want. I do usually just kind of like go ham, because it's fun and it's freeing and it's childish and it's just creativity and art at its core, I think. And, you know, I never think that any of this is, you know, gonna sell or anything like that, because that's not why I do it. I do it because it's fun and it brings me comfort, I suppose, to the heart of it. Like if I'm feeling uncomfortable or I'm feeling unsettled or just a bit bleh, I'll just pick up a paintbrush. And I think that's the thing, because with writing because I enjoy writing as well, but with writing I have to put thought into it, and I have to really, like, obviously, because I'm quite a slow writer as well, mostly because of the way I write. Like, I've just knackered my wrist, so my arm starts to hurt after not that long. But yeah, it's just fun and freeing, and it doesn't hurt me to paint, whereas it does sometimes to write, especially as, like, and it's also quite stressful, because with writing it almost feels like I have to do something with it. Like, I'm writing this book that I do want to get published someday, and, you know, like, I've made all the edits and I have yet to touch my laptop to start typing up that draft, because of the amount of changes that I've made, I will have to type it up from scratch. And it's just incredibly daunting, because although it's only like 60 pages of A4, and I know some people who have manuscripts of, like, you know, 100, 200 pages, it's, for me at least, it's still a lot of work, because, like I said, I work quite slowly, even when typing, and I make a lot of mistakes because I sometimes accidentally, like, read 2 lines at once, and it's also going to take me a while because I'm reading my own scribbles over a manuscript, so it's going to take me a while, and so that intimidates me. But painting, for me, is quick, it's easy, it's calm, it's non-threatening, it doesn't come with these expectations, because although, you know, I would love, you know, someone to want to buy my paintings, though to be fair, I'd say with these ones maybe not, because, like, they're on, like, just normal paper, and so they're not particularly good quality, so if someone hung it in their house they'd probably just rip. But, like, though someone may be like, oh, can you paint me a painting, that's not something I've ever encountered, really. Like, I have had one person on, like, DeviantArt ask if I do commissions, but that was back when I was just, like, getting into painting, and I was like, yeah, no, I'm not confident and I don't have the supplies. And I guess that's still the case, though I think I'd be a bit more open to it now if someone asked me. It's just that sort of, like, self-doubt and and I guess it's also, I don't want it to become commercial. So I guess for me, I'd feel more comfortable if someone was like, oh, can I just buy your next painting? Like, can you do it on, like, something like canvas or something, so we can actually, you know, something that's of good quality to hang up. I think I'd be comfortable with that, because that doesn't come with any criteria, but I don't know if I'd be able to do, like, customer requests, you know, like, can you paint me this? Because I'm like, I don't know. Because it does bring that level of responsibility of, oh, they've asked for this specific thing, so I have to make this specific thing. And that just stresses me out with stuff like creativity. Like, I don't know if that's something I'd be able to do, because it is the freedom to be able to paint what I want is the reason why I enjoy doing it, and the reason why I do it. So yeah. But I have got a few little ones, actually, that I've painted since I've moved here. Just simply because I don't have many pages left in my big one, and I do want to get a proper, like art book for my A3 paintings from now on. Because, like I said, these are just, like, they're supposed to just be sketchbooks, which is why stuff like this one, they've just like peeled and stuff because it's not good quality paper. So I do want to like get a proper big, like, you know, like for watercolor, which is predominantly what I use. Though these ones I did paint with acrylic, and I think I'm gonna have to paint a lot more with acrylic to get used to it because they're a bit weird. They're a bit odd to work with. Like, I'm used to watercolor, which you obviously like put water into, but I wasn't quite sure how to use acrylic, so I'm absolutely gonna have to like look it up and stuff. Though I do like how this kind of looks like I think Kenneth said it looks like a video game character, which I quite like, just with like the dots for eyes and stuff and the shapes and things, so I quite like that. But after that I did go back to watercolor, just because, like I said, I want to get a bit more used to it before I try and do anything proper. So this one is my most recent like portrait, and I do actually really like this one. I also really like this purple I made. But yeah, I really like that one. And then I just, because I am an absolute glutton for purple, so this is a little light purple one. I just literally just painted a square of purple, and this is a darker purple one, and this is a really nice shade of purple. I really like this one. And then kind of with my leftover purple, I painted whatever the heck this is. Well, it's a face, obviously, and I do actually like all the little lines and things, so I do actually quite like that one. Obviously, if I knew what I was painting, I probably would have centered it, but I kind of like that it's just like a snapshot of a specific part of it. I think that's actually pretty cool. So yeah, so I quite like that one as well. And then I painted this one as well, just kind of like using up the last of the purple. So I just like, yeah, it's just like a little plant print. It's not of any particular plant, as you can probably tell, but I just thought it looked cool. So there's that one as well. So yeah, that's all the art I've been making recently. I will now re-sleeve all of these and put them away. Actually, I'm gonna flatten them, take pictures of them, and then put them away, because at the moment they're kind of curled up. I mean, so are these. So I am gonna have to figure out a way of flattening them down. Yeah, I will take pictures of them and slowly populate my social media again, because it has been in a drought. Because I've been moving, because I have been busy, but that is something I need to get back on top of. You know, if I want to reach more people with my art, I actually need to post it. Right, I will probably leave this video here, because Kenneth has just texted me saying he's on the train home. So I am gonna go make myself a cup of tea, because I have been talking a lot and my throat hurts. And then I will go make myself tea, as in the meal, because I also need to do that. So this has been Imagination Mansion, and I will see you next time. Bye bye.